Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is so strange saying this, but thank you so much for clicking on the link from today's blog post. So for this video, I will just be going through my 2018, some high points in my 2018, some plans for the Unicorn Project for 2019, and also to answer some questions that you guys had. So to start off, before I say anything else, our lighting is very iffy today, so if it goes in and out, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. So my 2018 was pretty phenomenal. Like so much happened in my personal life, my school life, my work life. Like so much was just happening. And to start off 2018 in January, I started a course at the University of Cambridge Institute of Continuing Education called Leading Change. And this course was part of the package that I received as a 2018 Queen's Young Leader Highly Commended Runner-Up from my country for my work in youth development. And the work in youth development, which I got the recognition for, was through an after school assistance program, which I restarted in 2014. And I have been working towards just making it bigger and better as the years have progressed. So 2018 started off on a really high note because of that program, and just because of just the prospect of having learning so much more about leadership and other little bits and bobs just to expand the program. So fast forward into the best month ever, like ever, which is April, where I turned 22. But also in April, I went up for the position of president of the law society at my university, and I was a first year student then, and surprisingly I won that. So I was like, oh my goodness. Like even before the election, it was like so nerve-wracking because I was like, could I really do that? Because I'm only a first year. I've been in this country for less than a year, and I'm going up for the president. So that's just to show you that it doesn't matter whether you're new to some place or whether persons don't know you, but if you have the capability and you can just speak for yourself, then it just goes to show that you can basically do anything. Like as cliche as it sounds, you just have to go for it. So also in April, apart from my birthday, I was also appointed as the president of a volunteering hub at my university as well, which is something that I truly enjoy doing. So I've been in volunteering for, I would say, about 7 to 8 years. And it's just something that I thoroughly enjoy. And I thoroughly enjoy volunteering with students, like just helping them along their academic journeys, because education is something I think which is extremely important. So if I can help a child go from, let's say, a C to a B or B to an A, then that it just makes my heart so, I don't know, I honestly don't know the words to describe it, but how I feel working with young children and especially students is I feel alive. It just makes me feel so good. um in May, I ticked off something from my travel bucket list, my life bucket list, which is going to Paris. And this was a treat to myself after going through my first year at university after exams, because exams period was hectic to say the least. So it was just a treat to myself, and I spent 3 days in Paris, and it was just phenomenal. Seeing the Eiffel Tower, like seeing the Eiffel Tower really made it. It was a lot of walking. It was a very different experience, and even from England. And I think I want to go there again. But also on my bucket list, like, are some other European countries that I hope to visit pretty soon. In June, this bit, I would say it may not be as big as it sounds, but it was really a highlight of my year, in that I'm an international student, right? So as an international student, there are certain opportunities that business places may not want to offer you just because of that, like status type thing. So when I got the chance to have my work placements at 2 law firms, it honestly made me feel like, okay, I'm doing this and it's actually happening, because that was one of my biggest worries. Even applying for the work placements, is that them saying that I'm an international student, I may not look as appealing as someone who's from the UK or from the EU, in fact. So that was a massive highlight in my 2018, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunities from these 2 law firms that they gave me to learn more about the legal system in the UK, and especially one of them, which was a criminal law firm. And I was in the police action department, and that department, honestly, it's really opened up my eyes. So that was, as I said a while ago, was one of the highlights of my 2018. So coming to the biggest month ever, which is July, where I actually launched my blog. So in case you don't know, I may not have read all of my blog posts or have been with me from the very beginning. Last July, this idea of the blog post, it has been in my head for a very long time. So I started a blog in 2014, I believe, and then I stopped like somewhere around mid 2015. So like I just stopped out of the blue. Not too sure why. I think it was because I was like getting too inconsistent. But then this idea of having a blog has always been on my vision board. It has always been in my head. And I was reading a book called Abundance Now, and it's by my favorite motivational speaker, Lisa Nichols. And while reading the book, like out of the blue, this name just popped into my head, the Unicorn Project. Now, I've been obsessed with unicorns for a few years, not too sure how many years, but it's been there. And the name, the Unicorn Project, just came out of the blue. And everything about this blog just came literally while I was reading. So I've been planning, well, I was planning from December 2017 about launching in July 2018. So I launched on the first birthday of my niece. She's my first niece and also my goddaughter. She is the cutest ever. And I chose to launch on her birthday, not like just as what's the word, like a tribute to her, and also because I think that it would mean that she would now be growing with the blog. So now I am accountable to her because of when I launched the blog on her birthday. So yeah, so thank you so much to everyone who has supported me from July 2018 up until now, and all of those who will be supporting me in the future. Moving right along, very right along, so we're skipping August and September, going all the way to October. So in October, the Unicorn Project, we went about doing something very big, and something which was small in fact, but then it turned out to be very big. So we partnered with the Volunteering Hub at my university, and we partnered in a book drive. So the book drive was to benefit the Ancillary RC Infant School, which is the infant school in my village in St. Lucia, and also the school where my mother teaches at, and also the school that houses the ASAP. So I felt it would be something nice just to give back to them, especially we were entering Christmas season and I was going home for the holidays. So it was just something that I felt that I needed to do, just to say thank you to the school just for being there and for being encouraging of the ASAP, and having the students come to the school every afternoon, and just being one of our biggest supporters. So as I said, so the book drive, it's initially started small, so my goal was 40 books, but then it grew eventually to 193 books. So if you are one of the persons who donated, just like to say massive thank you. So moving right along to December, so in December I went home for the holidays. I surprised my family and my friends. This was honestly a dream come true. So I've been in the UK, well, I had been in the UK for over a year. I didn't go home Christmas of 2017 nor summer 2018. So them not knowing I was coming for the holidays was even more. It was so funny. And it was, like, I'm just so happy that the surprise actually happened the way that I wanted to. Just thinking about the videos and everything, it was honestly something. So apart from surprising my family and spending Christmas home in St. Lucia, I got the chance to actually hand over the books collected, well, some of the books collected from the book drive, to the principal and students of the Ancillary RC Infant School. And it just felt really good, like just brightening up their libraries and giving them some new colorful books, and also some resources for the teachers. One of the other things I did in December was holding a workshop. This is something that I would never think that I would ever do in my lifetime, to be honest. Well, maybe not my lifetime, but being so young, I never think that I would like plan and facilitate an entire workshop on my own. And I would say this is mainly due to the Leading Change program. And I learned so much during leading change about how to be a more effective leader, how to like get my message across. So that was one of the ways that I could share my knowledge, like share the knowledge learned over the year of leading change with the persons back home in Ancillary. So yeah, so that's it for my 2018, to be honest. So it's like, as I said in the beginning, 2018 was a really phenomenal year, not because big things happened all the time, but just because of the small big things, basically. So not too many things happened, but the things that happened were just really big and they meant so much to me. So for this year with the Unicorn Project, our first anniversary is coming up, and apart from that, we have some new things in the pipeline, and it is very exciting. So I cannot wait for you guys to see it when we let you know in July. And also, big thing for the Unicorn Project this year is that every month we're having a guest blogger just share some words of wisdom, share some encouragement. So if you're watching and you also want to be a guest blogger, we have, I think, 4 months left that don't have anyone as yet. So if you want to, then you can always just let us know. I will put our contact information down below. So yeah. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, I put on our Instagram story. If anyone just has any questions for me, they can ask, because I would be doing this video currently. So I got some questions, and I just chose, I think I just chose 5 of them just to answer, because as I said, I don't want this video to be too long. So the first one is, how do you stay motivated and how do you keep at it? So I would say that my number one tip, though extremely cliche, would be, I watch a lot of motivational videos, no matter the length. So it could be 2 minutes or an hour. I listen to them because I don't know, like just hearing the same thing over and over, then it seeps into your brain, and then eventually you would maybe listen to a video that you've heard 10 times and then get something new from it. So there's always something new to get from a motivational video. And what also keeps me motivated, I would say, is persons telling me that I'm motivating them. So someone telling you that you're doing a good job, or you're just keeping them motivated, I'm like, okay, so I have to keep doing what I'm doing to keep that person motivated. So it just keeps me going. And also, I'll say my family, friends, my support system is actually extremely good. So thank you to all of you. I really appreciate you. And yeah, like that's the main thing that keeps me going. So I'd say the motivational videos, support from family and friends, and persons telling me that I am motivating them, which just reminds me to keep doing what I'm doing so that I can continue motivating them. The next question is, when are you going to be on YouTube? So the person who asked me this question, like, I made sure to answer your question on here. Being actively on YouTube is not something that I see in my near future. I don't know where plans will go with the Unicorn Project. I cannot foresee that far, but it's not anywhere, like it's not for 2019, I would say, because I have so much going on with school and my other engagements that I don't want to say that I will be on YouTube and then I'm not consistent with videos, and like just not doing it the right way. But it has been in my head, because even before I launched the blog, my sister-in-law, she's put that in my head that I should start a YouTube video. So I don't know, we'll see where the Unicorn Project goes. Next questions, I'm going to go through them, not quickly but fast enough. Next one, how did you get your blog started? So as I said earlier, I was planning for the launch of the blog from December 2017. So I'd say if you want to start a blog or a YouTube channel or just anything in general, maybe you want to write a book, maybe you want to record music, it's all about planning, because you can't have an idea in your head, but if it's not written down on paper on your laptop and there's no steps towards reaching that goal, then you're just you're not doing yourself any favors. So I would say just plan, figure out your why, figure out the reason why you want to do the blog or the YouTube channel, figure out who your target audience will be, figure out when you will make posts. So for example, we at the Unicorn Project, we post every other Thursday. So just try to be consistent in everything. So planning, I would say, is the number one way, which I started out with getting my blog off the ground. So for for the website, I used wix.com. So if you want the free version, then you have their domain as part of yours. So for example, currently our domain is www.theunicornproject.wix.com. So if you don't want the .wix.com, then you have to pay for it. But I would say it's all up to you if you want the free version or if you want to pay for it right away. Also for graphics, I would say canva.com, so canva.com is your best friend. One of my life missions, life goals, is to meet the founders of Canva. These women, they have changed my life. Canva is where it's at with graphics. So everything is easy for you, everything is on the internet, so you just have to make time to plan and look. So yeah, because everything is there for you. Next question. How do you feel about the growth of the Unicorn Project and the impact it has had? I am over the moon. I'm extremely proud of how much we've grown, how much our Instagram followers has grown over the past 6 months. We are steadily growing. I would say it's not a rapid growth, but it's a steady growth, which I'm so grateful for. And I'm so happy that we're actually getting the message across of positivity and just as is our slogan, which is spreading glitter and encouraging others to do the same. So I'm just glad that we're getting to spread our glitter and encouraging other people to now spread glitter as well. And persons have messaged me, like over the Christmas holiday, persons messaged like just saying thank you for motivating, how much the blogs actually kept them going, whether it was in school, whether it was in just taking a big step in their lives. So I'm just glad that we have actually impacted persons. So it's not falling on like just the ground. It's actually seeping and just entering some persons, which I'm so glad about. The last question is, what is your greatest fear? What was your greatest fear, I would say, and how did you overcome it? So backstory, in case you don't know, well, I don't think a lot of you know, but I stammer. So I'm not sure if it's a speech impediment or but it's a speech related something. And I've stammered my entire life. When I was younger, it was way worse. And the way, like, public speaking was not my thing at all. However, in infant and primary school, I was always doing some form of public speaking, whether it was giving a vote of thanks or just welcoming somebody to the school or something. I was always doing public speaking, even though I absolutely hated it. But then as I continued to grow, and I was my mother put me in this summer camp one summer, and then it led me to being part of Kiddie Crew, which was something that was like really popular in when I was growing up. And through Kiddie Crew and two of the founding members, which is June Frederick and Fimba Anios, the two of them, I've always said, they're one of the biggest reasons why I can speak so much now and not be afraid. They're one of the reasons why I volunteered to do public speaking. So I just like to say a massive thank you to Auntie June and Uncle Fimba for that. And also my grade 6 teacher at primary school, Mr. Cosney, was also someone who always encouraged me. So my grade 6 teacher and the principal of my primary school back then, the two of them as well, always encouraged me just to speak and not let my stammer hold me back, because it was something, like, I could tell you, it really held me back when I was younger. So I'm not fully like ready to public speak at any time, but I will do it if I have to, if I'm called upon, and I would actually volunteer to do it on some rare occasion. So that's the questions. I have one, like a bonus question. So the question is, will you ever sell merchandise? Very strange question. So as you can see in this video, I have a t-shirt on with the Unicorn Project on it. And when I first got these shirts printed, or the idea of even printing shirts came about, some of my friends from uni, they were like, so Fosti, when are you making shirts? I want shirts and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know. And then even when I went home for Christmas and I had it on when I did the book drive handover, person still asked me again. So as I said, same thing I would say with the YouTube channel. I don't know where we'll go next year, but for now this is not a 2019 goal. But what I will tell you is that my family members have shirts. So my parents, my sister, and my niece also has a little leotard thing with the Unicorn Project. So cute. But for now it's not a goal. So maybe 2020, it may just be on our 2020 to do, but 2019 not so much. So that is it from me. I'm really hoping that this video wasn't too long, and I'm hoping that you got through the entire video. So thank you so much for watching, and if you want to write for us this year, feel free to message and an email. You can DM us on Instagram, and just thank you for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel just in case we have another video for 2019. So bye.